Last month, my agency made over $145,000 in revenue. There's no fancy course, there's no fancy funnel, just the same business model I've been refining for the past 2 years. This video is not some flashy strategy breakdown. It's just what's working, what's not working, and what I'm doing next. And if you're in the agency space, this video will be a lot more valuable than any how to get clients video you've seen before. Let me dive a little bit deeper into how we actually made that $145,000 in revenue last month. And it consists of a few different things. First, our offers. And without our offers, we would not be where we're at today. And the biggest offer that we have for our bigger clients is percentage of ad spend. So say, for example, like your client is spending like $50,000 a month and we take 20% of that. That's what a lot of our bigger clients are on. And this allows us to make the most money possible because as we continue to scale up with our bigger clients, because a lot of them have really big budgets, so we continue to make more money as we continue to spend more. And obviously we have to get great results even when we're spending a lot. So that's another big thing, is to make sure that you can have really good results in all of this. Let me dive a little bit deeper into how we actually made that $145,000 last month, because it's not just magic. It doesn't just happen magically, right? So let me dive into the three biggest things that allow us to actually hit those numbers consistently each and every month. The first one is our offers. And we have many different offers at this point for our agency. And this is what allows us to make the most money possible each and every month. And our biggest offer that we have with a lot of our bigger clients is taking a percentage of ad spend, and that's what we get paid every single month. So for example, if a client spends $100,000 each month with us and we take home 20% of that, we get $20K off of that every month just for one client. And this is probably my favorite offer to run with bigger clients in no matter what niche you're in, because it'll allow you to make more money if you continue to scale up your clients. And as long as you're getting good results for the clients, you can keep scaling them up and make more money for yourself. In our other offers in which we run, we have our standard retainers and then our pay per lead offers. And don't get me wrong, I love standard retainers, but you won't get to making over 6 figures a month just off standard retainers. You need to be mixing up your different offers. And yes, while I love standard retainers, they're so nice every single month, getting consistent income every single month. And yes, I love the standard retainers more than anyone else because that's just consistent money coming in every single month, as long as you continue to provide a good service for your clients. But if you really want to get to big numbers, you need to have a mix of different offers. And the one I recommend most is a percentage of ad spend. And the one I recommend most is the percentage of ad spend because it allows you to make the most money possible as you continue to scale up your clients. So if you're looking to make the most money possible, either do a percentage of ad spend or do like a pay per lead or pay per performance model, and then also add in a few standard retainers just so you can have that consistent income every single month, just in case there's like an off month in which your clients don't spend as much, and different like factors such as that. And the second biggest thing that allows us to make a good amount of money each and every month is our market and niche. And I know a lot of people think that the niche doesn't really matter, but if you're not in a high ticket niche, it'll be a lot harder for you to make a lot of money each and every month. Because when I first got started in the agency space, I was in the gym niche, and it was so hard to bring on new clients because a lot of them were broke. And that was a big realization in my head, is that I need to switch to a high ticket niche. So having a high ticket niche will allow you to get to these numbers like 145, 150K a month. And obviously we want to go bigger than that, but we got to take it slowly but surely so we can continue to get great results for our current clients and scale up in the process. But without a high ticket niche, you won't make as much money, or it'll be a lot harder for you to make a lot more money, because obviously you can look at people like Alex Hormozi, who made a crap ton of money within the gym niche, but he's literally exceptional at sales. He's literally like one of the few who can actually do it. Like me, I'm not the best at sales, so I need to stack the odds in my favor and pick a high ticket niche. So if you're not making that much money like within your agency, I'd definitely consider picking a high ticket niche so you can make more clients for yourself and for your clients. So that is the second biggest thing, is picking a high ticket niche. Otherwise, it'll be a lot harder for you to make really big numbers every single month, right? And the last thing that really drives that 145K a month in revenue is our team, because without a great team, we wouldn't be able to spend these numbers at scale, right? So we need to have our team dialed in, and we focus primarily more so on the marketing team of it. So we hire out copywriters, we hire out video editors, we hire out media buyers, so we can have the best service delivery on the market. And then that will allow us to actually like focus more on like high level activities in terms of like making more revenue, going into different sub verticals and everything like that. And obviously it's like a continuous process. We are continuing to dial in our team because it's not 100% of the way there yet, right? So we got to continue doing that on our part. And obviously we're still making ads on a daily basis, me and my business partner, but we want to get to a point in which we're not really having to make ads on a daily basis. So we can focus more on like, oh yeah, like can we go into this new sub vertical? But right now we are not there yet. And without a great team, you won't be able to scale up to these big numbers and maintain really good results at scale if you do not have a good team with you for the journey, right? So our team is really critical in terms of hitting these big numbers and 6-figure a month numbers. And without it, we'd be totally screwed. We'd be like working like 18 hours a day if we did not have our team. So a team is critical. And instead of hiring out like different salespeople and stuff like that, you can take the sales call yourself and just focus on hiring out the best team possible for your marketing service. And this will allow you to make the most profit as well, because hiring out salespeople is definitely really expensive as well. And they take home a big chunk of like commission every deal that you get. So I think it's a lot more important to hire out for your marketing product, and then you can just take the sales calls for yourself. And obviously I scaled up my agency a lot different than other people have scaled up their agencies. And this is why I love just hiring out for our marketing product and just taking the sales calls for ourselves, because that's one thing that you can really handle. And like, you don't have to rely on people having bad days in sales if you just handle all the sales calls yourselves. So those are the 3 biggest things that really contributed to having those 145K month last month. So now let's go into the struggles of last month, because not everything was perfect. We have the constant need to push out winning ads on a daily basis, and then just have the constant stress of managing our team and making sure that we're scaling up our current clients. So here's the craziest part about our like high revenue numbers each and every month. We're operating at like a scale of like 85 to 90% profit margins, which is why I love running an agency. It's so profitable compared to any other business model, because you don't really need that much capital. You don't really need to have that many expenses, especially as you get a lot of clients on board and you can keep them for a long time. So that's why I love the agency model. And the biggest reason why I love it as well, because we don't really need to hire out salespeople. We just hire out for our marketing team. It allows us to have really high profit numbers each and every month, so we can take home a lot of profit or invest it back into the business, and we can have a lot of profit each and every month. But now that we've discussed like what really contributed to those big numbers each and every month, now that we actually dove into like what actually comprised up of that 145K last month, I actually want to dive into like these struggles of running a 7-figure agency and like what it's like on like a month-to-month basis. Because spending this much, we have a constant need to push out new and winning ads every single month, while also like maintaining our team at the same time. And it's really stressful some days. And even some days we are still creating out ads, me and my business partner, every single day, because we have that constant need to keep spending more with our bigger clients and actually maintain really good service delivery at scale. So it's not all just like sunshine and rainbows like everyone makes it seem. It's actually hard to run an agency, especially at numbers like these. It's not just like, oh yeah, like I can just work 1 hour a day and like it'll just magically keep scaling up. Like, no, it really is really stressful on like a day-to-day basis. And that's what I really want to drive home as well, is like it's gonna be hard. Even like when you get past that 10K a month mark, you get past like that 100K a month mark, right? It's gonna continue to be hard. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. So like we have the constant need to keep getting like great results for our clients. And there's not like a certainty of like our clients staying with us for a long time. So we got to continue to get great results each and every month, because there's so many other competitors trying to take our spot in the market, right? So we got to continue getting great results for our clients. And I guess this part is just more about like really just like trying to be transparent with you guys and saying like it's not just all easy all the time. Like obviously there's going to be some months which are easier when we have a ton of winning ads, but there's some months in which we don't really have that many winning ads, and we got to work a lot longer during those. And we got to work a lot longer like those days in which we don't have as many winning ads, so we can continue to keep our clients for a long time, because that's the whole name of the game, is keeping your clients for a long time, so you don't have to just dump a bunch of money into ads every single month. So yes, it is stressful managing a team and making sure that we really have good client service delivery this whole month-to-month basis, right? So it's definitely a struggle, and it's definitely not as easy as everyone makes it seem on social media. So those are some of the struggles we are constantly dealing with. And I guess just like one more that's really hard is like, I never really realized how hard like hiring was. So we are always constantly trying to hire new people and making sure we have the best team on the market, right? but it's actually so hard to find really, really, really good people for your team, because some people might be really good, but they're not really a good fit for your specific team. So that's really hard to really drill out like in the first like interview or two. So we are constantly improving like our hiring process and everything like that. So like that's the biggest thing that we're working on right now and struggling with right now, is making sure that we can get the best team possible. And we're currently watching a ton of different videos on YouTube. Like Eddie Malouf has some really good videos on hiring. So we're watching a lot of his content to figure out how we can get the best team members and make sure that we have the best service delivery on the market for our clients. So hiring is also a struggle but this is all a part of it. We're learning and growing each and every day. We're actually building a business that is becoming something that's able to sell in the future. We'll be able to sell it for a lot in the future. So we're building that right now. And that's the whole vision of this company. We want to build something that's great, that's sellable, and ultimately what allows us to make a lot of money. So those are a little bit of the struggles that we faced. And now I kind of want to tap into my journey and like how I got here, because at first it was a huge struggle. I didn't really know what I was doing. I thought, for example, in the beginning, I thought like, oh yeah, like standard retainers are going to be the way in which I become rich, because I would see companies like Matt Shields' company, they had a lot of just like standard retainers and like PIFs. I thought that was just like the way out. Like I thought that was the way through. But over time, as I experimented more and like I experimented with different offers, that is what ultimately allowed me to get to my first 10K month. My first 10K month, I had a mix of different like standard retainers, PIFs, like pay per lead and all of that. And then later on, we figured out about like the percentage of ad spend and how like powerful that offer is. So there's not just one correct way of like running your agency. And I know you see a lot of different advice online. So there's not just one correct way. If you have a way that's working for you, that's fine. Keep scaling that up and keep doubling down on that. There's not really just one correct way of doing it. And this also is what allowed me to scale up further, is like actually testing. Because without testing, you never will know like what actually works for your specific niche or agency. In the beginning, I was like, oh yeah, only UGC ads would work. But what really allowed me to scale up to big numbers is testing different styles of ads. So like AI voiceover videos and different image ads, because people were like, oh yeah, image ads don't work anymore. But they work pretty well and are a big part of why we've got to like our first 20K month, right? So we started adding in and testing a lot more different things in terms of service delivery. It really allowed us to scale up to big numbers is by actually cracking service delivery and allowing us to keep our clients for longer. So the biggest thing I think beyond just like the offers and then market are actually testing out a bunch of different things and being okay with failing a lot, because I failed a lot when I first got started. So I think you got to be able to test to figure out like what works for your specific niche, because not every single niche is the same. But there are things you can like replicate from other niches into your niche and different things like that. So I think like after testing and like testing out different offers, ads and everything like that, I just realized like just because other people are running their agency like a way, it doesn't mean like that's the way that you need to run your agency. Because I scaled up our agency like to big numbers by actually focusing on like the marketing product rather than focusing everything on sales, because you see all these other agencies focusing heavily on sales and like hiring out sales teams and really like kind of neglecting their service delivery, when it should be the other way around. You should be taking the sales calls as a founder until you get to like really big numbers, and then be really focusing on having the best product in the market. So I think my biggest lesson that I've learned along my journey from 0 to 10K and then 10K to 100K is that you got to test out many different offers, test out like really just figuring out what ways work for your agency in terms of scaling, because not everything is like perfect or correct that you see online. So you got to test out to see what works for you. And then I think that's the biggest realization I've made throughout my journey of getting up to 100K months with our agency. Now that I've tapped into like where we're currently at, like what some of the struggles like we're facing, and then a little bit more of like the lesson I've learned along my journey, I want to tap into like what's next. Because you might be wondering like, oh yeah, like are you guys content of staying at 145K a month? Like what's the next big play for you guys? And I'll answer that for you right now, because we're not really content at like where we're at right now. Obviously we are blessed to like be at like where we're at today and how far we've come in the past year, but we really want to hit those 250K months, those 500K months. But we first need to really dial in a few different things before we get to that stage, right? And the biggest thing is dialing in our team even more, because we want to get our team to a point in which they're creating more winning ads than us. And we're not there yet, But as we continue to hire out more and continue to train them up and continue to learn more in terms of like how to actually develop them and to become like a mini us is what we're actually looking for. Because like once we get our team dialed, then we can dive into other verticals. Because once we dial in our team, then we can dive into other sub verticals within our niche, because that will allow us to bring on more clients and add more revenue for our business so we can continue hiring out even more people as well. And I think a big mindset shift that I need to have during this period is that it's okay if our profit drops a little bit during this period as we continue to hire out, test more people, and really get dialed in terms of like hiring out the best team possible. Is it's okay if profit numbers are not good for a specific month, because we really want to focus on building the best engine to create consistent winners for our clients on like a consistent basis, right? So it's okay if profit numbers drop. So I really need to drill that home in my mindset. And that's the biggest thing that I need to work on going in the future, is that I really need to drill in that profit is not everything on on a month by month basis, because some months will be a lot less profit. But if we're really investing into our business and actually building the best business out there who are able to provide the best service delivery for their clients, that's what we want, because that's what's going to make us the most money in the long term, is hiring out the best team and actually being able to be the best service delivery on the market. So that's really what I got to drill in home, is actually being okay with losing profit some months of like, oh yeah, like I didn't make 10K more profit that month. Like that's fine. I just got to realize that. And that's the only way to continue to grow in business, is everything's not just going to be continuing like up in like an upward trajectory every single month. And that's fine. That's business. That's the name of the game. So that is the full update for you guys. I hope you got some value out of this video. I just want to paint like a better picture of like what it's actually like running a 7-figure agency, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It actually takes hard work throughout this whole process. So I wanted you to paint the picture of like the good, the bad, and the stressful throughout this whole thing. So if you got any value from this video, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. But that's all I have for you guys today. So get to work, and peace.